Good evening, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's a great pleasure to welcome Mr. N. Ram. I also want to acknowledge the presence and thank our Honorable Minister Shri Rama for finding time to come here today and release this book. And of course, Shivram, my dear friend, for putting this together and bringing this to Taj Krishna.
Firstly, I think this is the first dais where I have four people with the name Ram. In Ram, Shri, Rama. So I think first dais.
What kind of a funding requirement or pressure do you face? And I'd like to directly ask you this. Is it actually possible for anyone to fight an election today in India within the limits prescribed by the EC?
At this point in time, we are a hypocritical nation when it comes to election financing, when it comes to a lot of things. Because Ram also talks about in the book petty corruption and grand corruption. Now, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line and say this is corruption and this is not corruption? So India as a country, in its collective conscious, has come to make certain things part of its system, part of its ethos, so to speak. There are certain things which we obviously abhor, which we have obviously detested. But I think we have to start drawing the lines. We have to start, teaching our children right from a very, very young age, and start maybe working on a scam less or corruption less or minimal corruption kind of system.
How many of you believe, and this is just to get a sense of it and then you answer. How many of you would believe media is very corrupt?
Suborned media and compromised journalism cannot carry any credibility in combating corruption. I think it's very clear, and in recent years, particularly after 2009 when the phenomenon of paid news was exposed. What is paid news? How do you define paid news? Paid news is paid for propaganda or an advertisement which masquerades as news. Journalism is concerned, and the news media that generate journalism, I think we have a real problem on our hands.
India, my question to you is this. As a politician, when you were confronted by sections of media that are hell-bent on bringing you down either for a desire of personal gain or as a vested policy or a continued desire to
I'll tell you what, I don't like the word victim because every politician would like to portray himself as a victim of the media, victim of the circumstances. The fact of the matter is we all make choices, and this is a territorial thing. In politics, as a politician, while I am prepared to receive bouquets, I also at the same time should be prepared to receive brickbats. Because for the job that I do, there are going to be decisions which are not going to be popular.
Social media will replace the traditional media in being the watchdog and in maintaining counterbalance to the power of the state.
The experience of the last several years has shown that there is also a great deal of negative hate politics, hate messages, trolling and so on in the social media. And so far as the corruption issue is concerned, at least in my impression is very little that is concrete has come out from the social media because the orchestrated political interests have taken over, at least so far as India is concerned.
So, on the Nitish Kumar note, Nitish Kumar, like I said, he was with the Congress
So he was corrupt but secular. The next day he joins NDA. He's no longer corrupt, he's clean, but he's criminal. For the record, TRS is neither with the Congress nor with the BJP. So it's neither criminal nor corrupt.
So there are many shades of grey. In fact, you can't just close it out and say it's black or white. I think it's neither corruption nor communism. There are many shades of grey. I think Nitish, would also like to be in the grey and not really on this. For example, like I said, I lived in the States for a bit. I didn't live there for 8 years. I only had to meet a government officer, an official, once in the 8 years. I lived there as a student. I lived there as an employee. I was working on H-1B visa. I bought a house. I bought a car. I even invested in stocks. But I never ever had to meet a government official except once, and that is when I had to get my license. I had to go and give a test, and I had to go to the DMV. Point I'm trying to make is, governance is not about being seen every 100 meters or every 150 feet. In fact, governance is something that should be felt. Governance is about making sure that a certain sense of belief, a certain sense of responsiveness is there ingrained in the system, and the basics are taken care of. What do the people want? The people want good roads, water, law and order, power, and a good system wherein they can get about their day-to-day routine without many hassles. The other thing I would point out is, I think, to keep a proper check and balance on the system, because I am a politician and I know for a fact that my position is not permanent. Because if the people don't like me in 2019, they will keep me out. As simple as that. That's the beauty of democracy. All I would say is this: I think Ram, when I initially heard the title of the book, "Why Scams Are Here to Stay," I think Ram was trying to provoke us. In fact, he's trying to challenge our collective conscience, and I'm pretty sure, since I know the man well, I'm pretty sure that he would be happy to be proven wrong. Ram would eventually want to write a book in 2027, when he would want to title it, "Why Scams Are a Thing of the Past" in India. So, hopefully that day will also come. And any congratulations.